Well, good afternoon and welcome to Herman University, where we are pretty excited about a new venture joining in with Inside Pool on the Roku channel. And we want to have a little fun with it, but in reality, it is the reality show that we've all been waiting for, and we'll be part of that, and I'm pretty excited about it, to do a daily show or clip to let people in on the going-ons of Marty Herman. And who is Marty Herman anyhow, and what is this about? Well, I am somebody who's been involved with the billiard industry at a very young age. My dad was a pool player and played all the games, one-handed, behind your back, one on the side, cribbage, billiards, bowling, golf on the pool table. I grew up in a very high gambling environment in the billiard industry, and I have a long history playing pool for a very young age, even though at my era, you couldn't get into the pool room at a young age. But because I was a bowler first, I got introduced to pool, and it really caught my eye, especially the billiards as well, because billiard table was right next to the bowling alley. The pool tables, and then the billiard tables, and then behind the billiard tables was the bowling alley. So the most of the time you were watching billiards, as I was as a young boy, and that got me involved, and it really fascinated me and caught my eye. And my dad was a very, very good player. I ended up sticking with the sport until I was a very old guy at around 33. From a very young age of 16 or so, and maybe even younger, I was playing a little bit of pool. And I remember also at that time, around 30, 32, 33, I knew that I didn't want to be single, I didn't want to be unemployed, and I didn't want to be sitting in the pool room all day waiting to make lunch money and dinner money and some extra maybe. So I ended up working and doing the right thing as far as having a little stability with a place to live on my own, and worked 2 jobs and tried to make money, and didn't really play much pool for a while, and ended up in a jobs that weren't really going to take me too far, because I lacked education background, and all I had was security jobs, activity director in nursing and rest homes, and I worked for a while doing that, and then ended up security with that. Ended up working with Cartier Jewelers as an undercover security for them in Boston. And I was with them when they came over from France to building the store, and everything was really a fascinating position. And then I actually proceeded to stay on that job for Cartier's for quite a while. And before that, I worked as a concierge for very high-rise, high-end condominiums in the Boston area, but it never left the pool scene. I always had that in my breeding because of my dad and where I grew up on Blue Hill Ave, the spinal cord of the great city of Boston. And it was a very active area. We had 10-foot tables. I remember mud balls. I remember ivory bridges. I remember playing Keno. I remember just so much that my background is ridiculous in the pool and billiard industry, and especially on the gambling end. I can remember getting out of school around 2:30 and running to the pool room, and my dad would be there because he worked nights. he had the graveyard shift, and that was an hour where he would be in the pool room gambling and playing whatever, and I'd walk in and he'd be screaming out, "Here's my kid, what do we want to do now?" And he would have me in games playing $50 a game, 9-ball. My dad was a ridiculous gambler. He didn't have any sense of money at all. And he was a heavy drinker. When I think of some people in the industry that I knew for a while, they may not have known about my dad, but I see their actions and how they lived and stuff, and it really reminded me a lot of my dad. Guys like Larry Lascotti, and my dad was like him. He was very, very well liked in the pool room. My dad was a heavy drinker, and he was very, very well liked. Just a, joke around guy, but at home he was a terror, and not a very good husband, and a really bad dad. And I took most of that in, and when I got involved in pool, and I knew what was at stake, and that meant the breaking up of a family, and how dangerous it is to be in the gambling world, because 99% of the time things are pretty good, but that 1% when you are on the process of losing your life or having a life-changing event because of this gambling match, you learn real fast how it's not worth being there no matter what the payoff is. Because the most important payoff is it's simply like this. If you really want to be rich, then look at the things that money can't buy you, because that's what rich is. Rich has nothing to do with money. Rich has to do with being healthy, keeping your family together, keeping a loving family together. So what I want to bring to the show for Inside Pool, and for the passionate people that love pool, like I do, and have dedicated a lot of their time in their life to pool and the sport. I hope to bring a professionalism, meaning I would really like to bring this sport up to a level that gets away from the gambling, gets away from the one-on-one activity of hurting one to benefit you. That doesn't work really for the team. And we have to look at the pool industry all as a team. And we all have to not hurt each other, but try in a way to lift each other up. When I look at somebody in the pool industry, I don't look at them and say, he's a great pool player, so he's a great person. I look at somebody that has the ability to bring somebody else up. That's really what it really comes down to. Greatness is what you give back. And I hope to give back as much as I possibly can from all of the experiences that I have in the pool world. In 1993, I had an amazing experience of playing on the World Championship team for the United States. That's quite an honor, because it was really done in a funny way that year. Normally, it's a BCA ranking point invite, which this was, except a lot of the top players in that year didn't want to go to Germany. For one reason or another, they couldn't afford it, or they just don't travel overseas. It wasn't attracting them, similar to what you're seeing right now in Jensen. There are no Americans left in the event, and there were few that entered. And it's a WPA event, and that's the kind of event I was in. It was really, really special, though. Really, really big, really, really great. So in 1993, that really changed things as far as me being this gambling amateur idiot, actually, and turned into be a professional. And I really focused on, what can I do to make this a profession? What can I do to attract? the crowd was enormous. I mean, enormous crowds. I had to pay $25 to have my wife watch my match. I mean, it was crazy. It was so crowded. And I mean, I was like, are you kidding me? No, they weren't kidding. So I like to see pool become a profession, similar to the NHL, the NBA, and have each state be represented. And have 4 different divisions where we cut down that travel expense as well. But this is what I'm going to bring to the show for Inside Pool and on the Roku channel. And I hope that you follow my show on Ustream, the Herman University show, which I'll be broadcasting actually right after this show. So look for me on the Roku channel and look for Inside Pool, and you'll find me there doing daily clips on updating and anybody that's interested in learning about the game. You know, to watch my show, you can learn by watching, a lot by watching, actually. No words have to be said in pool. There's so much art in just the watching, and you can pick up things that will improve your game and make it more fun. So thanks a lot. Please get a Roku box, check it out. Inside Pool, a Roku box is very inexpensive, under 50 bucks. You can buy one. You'll have access to all of the stuff that goes on Roku, and you'll be able to check out the new reality show that everybody's been waiting for. We're going for it right now. Check it out, Inside Pool on the Roku box. Thank you so much. And we'll see you actually right back at you with the Herman University show, where we never lose and always learn.